What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Monday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We kick off this week with a 10-game main slate. There's some really good matchups tonight. Not a lot of cheap value right now. Hopefully some other things come out. We got some questionable guys. Jalen Brunson once again tonight. It looks like Darius Garland is going to be out. He's doubtful. Evan Mobley is questionable, so if he's out, we'd see a nice bump to Kevin Love again, like we did on Saturday. So before we get into the picks, just give this video a like. Make sure you are subscribed, and it's a new year, 2023. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Let's have a fantastic year here, doing nothing but grow, so I appreciate that. Wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So cheers to another healthy year here, not only with our actual physical health, but with our balances as well. Let's have some special nights here this whole year. So going into tonight, again, I mentioned the cheap value is tough right now, so it's going to be tough to get there, but we want to find every way possible to get to Luka Doncic tonight in Houston. It's only a 7-point spread. They shouldn't blow him out. This matchup is just so, he's basically matchup proof, but when he plays against especially bad defenses, he could just, the sky's the limit on this guy. His last 3 games have been crazy. 105, 76, and 86.7 last game. The guy is just unbelievable. He has 3 50-plus point games in his last 5 games. Come on. I'm okay paying $12,400 for him. We want to really try to get there. There's a lot of great studs on tonight's slate. But in cash games, love Doncic. His ceiling, he could easily just take over an entire slate if he drops another 70, 75, or 80 points. He needs 62 to hit value at that price. He's almost averaging that on the year. And then obviously, his upside is better than anyone's in the league. So those raw points tonight are always crucial, worth spending every penny on that salary. Shooting guard, with no Garland, we're probably going to see, Garland's doubtful, but, assuming there's no Garland, we're probably going to see Caris LeVert start again, and he did, what he needed to do in that start. He played 37 minutes, he didn't look like the number one guy, Donovan Mitchell is, but he had the ball in his hands a lot. He was certainly used, and when you're on the court for that long, you're going to be definitely getting over a point per minute when you have that much kind of usage with no Garland on the court. The Cavs, offensively, they have Donovan Mitchell. Jared Allen isn't an offensive threat. He's there for defense. And then I can't even remember the name of their small forward who, literally does nothing for them. So Caris LeVert, this is a good play here. He should be a fantasy point per minute tonight at least. He needs 31 fantasy points to hit value. He's done that in the last 2 games. We'll see a ton of minutes tonight, and he's going to start. So he's a great value play, a good middle tier guy here. Small forward, Kyle Anderson looks pretty good. He's going to be starting. He's fully healthy. They kind of eased him back into things in his first game back on the 30th, 23 minutes. But then we saw what we needed to see the next game. They, took off his limit, 34 minutes, 23 fantasy points. Not the best game out of him, but he represents a high floor at this price. Going to be starting, seeing over 30 minutes. He needs 26 fantasy points to hit value. It's a nice pace-up spot against the Nuggets. High over-under, close spread. He's not a number one usage guy in any means on this team, but he finds his way into points in every stat category. So this is a nice, cheaper spend. Like I've said a couple times in this video, it's tough to find those sub 6,000 guys that we can be confident in right now. As I usually do, this videos in the early afternoon, so we usually see some news break off. But regardless, Kyle Anderson is a good play starting at power forward tonight. Power forward, this Hawks and Warriors game is, a top 2 game to pick from tonight. It's the second highest spread on the night, 238, I think, last time I checked. Tight spread here. Both teams play very fast. Draymond Green, he's just a good cash game guy tonight. Without Steph Curry on the court, obviously there's a lot more usage going around. He's used even when Steph Curry is on the court. Not a big scorer, but he's going to get you rebounds. 13, 10, 9, and 11 rebounds in his last 4 games. He's going to get you assists, and he's going to fill up those stocks. So, a guy who only gets, averages like 6, 8, 10 points a game, he can still get you 30 fantasy points easily by getting there in all the other stat categories. He's basically got there in the last 4 games straight. This matchup's fantastic. Like I said, a pace-up spot. Not necessarily a GPP guy tonight. His upside isn't fantastic, but his floor is good. You're going to get 30-plus minutes out of him. And, the matchup's great. There's really nothing to dislike about this play with Draymond Green at 6,200 tonight. Then for center, there's a couple of different ways you can go. Thomas Bryant looks like a good guy in this game. This Lakers and Hornets game is also a great game to pick from. If you're not going the Luka Doncic route, which is fine in tournaments because there's a ton of great studs out there, I like this Lakers and Hornets game as like a sneaky tournament game because, it's a fantastic game. There's fantastic studs in this game, and they might get overlooked in what is usually a fantastic fantasy matchup with the Lakers and Hornets. Just because of that Luka's salary against Houston, it's going to be really hard to go away from that. But if you want to get different exposure, to get different ownerships, I do think LeBron James and LaMelo Ball are not going to be properly owned tonight for their matchups and their prices. I think LaMelo's like 9,700 now, so his price is kind of getting closer to correct. He should be like 10,000 or more still. He's getting 50 a game. LeBron just had a massive game, was a huge reason why we crushed a few nights ago, having LeBron against the Hawks, dropped a 70-plus burger. But regardless, in terms of cash games, Thomas Bryant's a good play at 6,000. He's coming off of a fantastic game against the Hawks. 19 and 17, seeing 33 minutes, 46 fantasy points. He needs just 30 at this price tag. The Hornets are, notoriously terrible at rebounding. Mason Plumlee is not a good rebounder. And then their power forward is, PJ Washington, who's not that big, not a big rebounder. Thomas Bryant, lock him up for double-digit rebounds tonight. He should easily get a double-double. A nice play at 6,000. And then, if you want that lower ownership, he was another reason why we crushed a few nights ago. My guy. I mean, no one picks him, and he screwed me one night, but he's been really paying dividends the past couple of games. He was like 6% owned last night. He played 42 minutes against the Lakers, 17 and 8. Really filled up those stocks. Back-to-back games with 3 blocks, 44 and 39 fantasy points. Price went up a little bit. That's only going to drive his ownership down. He is still viable in tournaments for sure tonight. $500 more than Thomas Bryant. I project him and Thomas Bryant around the same tonight, so Bryant's the better value at being $500 cheaper. But it doesn't mean that Okongwu can't get, a 40-plus spot tonight against this Golden State team where, Kevon Looney is pretty slow, not the best, offensive guy, will not be pressed on defense, Okongwu. So he should be able to run. He shouldn't get into foul trouble. Kevon Looney's not exactly a driver to draw fouls when he's on offense. So this is a great play. Tournaments, definitely go with him over Bryant. Cash games, I like Thomas Bryant. The ownership is going to go with Thomas Bryant tonight. That'll do it for this video, guys. Again, let's hope we get some more groundbreaking NBA news to open up some value for that Luka Doncic salary because, I'd give my left thumb to be able to fit a lineup with Doncic and LeBron tonight, but we'll see what happens. But give this video a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's crush it. Start this new year. Start this new week off extremely strong tonight. Until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off. See ya.